Yes.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all you people, to Blame Your Brother, episode 196. That's 4 episodes away from 200, where we're having a 24-hour stream. And I got to tell you, I'm just going to say this to the front, that the list is about full now. I know last week we had some empty spots. We're still getting people who want to be part of it. So if you want to be part of it, just message us, whatever, and let us know. We still got a few spots. We can squeeze you in, but we got some great guests coming in. I'm very excited about it. But, you know, we're here right now, 196. 3 of us coming to you every week, Sunday nights. That's crazy. Thursday night, 8 p.m. The live stream will end on Sunday night. See, I'm all about 200. That's all I can think about right now. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. right now, and we are Blame Your Brother. 3 of us. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the spiritual midget, and wear your damn mask. I'm joined by this man who sits to the left of me. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's the one, the only LeBron safety pin.
Now I got this dude that sits over to the right of me. It's John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, David Lee John, we're going to talk to you for the next hour. We got some great topics tonight. We're going to talk about, we got a Nicolas Cage definitive list coming up. Tune in for that. We got weed in Nashville. You put your weed in there. And then we got the 4th of July celebrations coming up. So we'll get to all that. But before we do that, we're going to start off with apologies, retractions, and omissions. A chance for us to undo the wrong we may have done on last week's episode. So we will start like we always do with my brother, Lee. Is there anything you need to apologize for?
Yeah, I apologize for turning this podcast into a best of list. You know, I apologize to the listeners that have to every week hear a new top list. I apologize. If you like it, then that's good, I guess. But that's my apology.
You did this.
I mean, I let it happen. Let's be honest here. I think about, like, what do I really want this podcast to be?
Best of.
And sometimes I do think, yeah, maybe like a best of, or
every week,
like a wrestling countdown show, or I look forward each week to rewrapping
the
WWE.
Let's do it.
Or other wrestling organizations.
Please. Can we do that next week? All WWE talk?
All WWE.
I've done
the best of WWE.
I've done it before on another podcast, and it lasted for a short period of time. It was fun while it lasted, as they say. Before we get done, we got a lot of people in the chat tonight. We got Gary, Robin, Jeff, Festlove, Glenda. We got Rena. So it is it's filling up as we speak. I'd love to see that. All right, John, anything you need to apologize for?
I'm sure, but I just don't know what it is.
I'm with you. I'm good. The list was solid. We did TV dads last week. The winner by consensus seems to be John. They liked your list the best, so congratulations. Homer Simpson was a big fan favorite. People love the Simpson man. So
I did want to say one other apology to that guy in the Facebook that I was trying to talk to. We went and looked at his page afterwards. I now know how you spell catfish. That's all I'm going to say.
So, yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So, I think Lee was confused about what the term catfish meant. Because I was going back in our social media history, and I was looking at past episodes, as I do sometimes, and there was a character that came on the show called Bailey, okay? And Bailey was this Russian female who was in her 20s, who was, you know, attractive, and she called into the show, and she would interact with us, and she was like this right-wing Russian. Like, I mean, you know, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I've always thought that was a catfish. I don't know who that was.
So typically when people catfish something, they have like a goal or they have a purpose in catfishing someone. So what do you think the purpose of this catfish was? Because that's where I'm confused.
Bailey's?
Yes.
I think that she was trying to come off more attractive than she really is.
Okay. I mean, that could be. It may have been someone we know trying to sow some seeds of discord. I don't know. I mean, I've never really catfished anyone. Let me think.
That's a lie.
No, I've
You've
never.
definitely catfished
No, I've
people.
never. I would tell you, of all the things.
I mean, if you include prank phone calls, then yes, but I don't. That's different.
Catfishing is when for an extended period of time you are presenting yourself as someone else on social media, usually because you like in love with the person, or and I don't know what your mindset is. Like, hey, here's this picture of me, and because it's made famous by the documentary Catfish, obviously, and it was a older lady that was interested in this guy, and she thought, they think, hey, if they get to know my personality, they'll just forget the fact that I lied to them about everything. But like the basis of your entire relationship, the foundation is a lie, so it will not last. So Lee, catfishing, it can be like the guy on Facebook. So last week on the program, this guy was in our Facebook chat. He was a black man, according to his profile, and he was like, yeah, man, I love the whites. I hate black people. And I'm like, bro, no, this is fake. I mean, the account was created the day before he got in the chat
and
room.
he also wanted to talk about the problems with the DOC or whatever.
So I'm like, all right, dude. So anyway, Adam Pewitt in the chat. Hello, Adam. He says he remembers Bailey. I think we all remember Bailey. And what's weird about Bailey is I was on another podcast before this one, and we had a female on that podcast named Bailey. Similar characteristics.
She was Ukraine, not Russia.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm glad Lee has understood what the catfish term
I know
is.
what a damn catfish is.
You didn't
okay?
act like it last week, John.
I feel like there's a line where that, like, the guy on Facebook was not a catfish. It was something more than that. It's like someone with a motive outside of like trying to catfish someone. He's not trying to make us believe he's someone he's not. He's got like a purpose-driven agenda. It's less about the personality and more about what he's doing. Typically with catfishing, you're trying to convince someone you're not who you say you are.
I think that's what he was doing. But anyway, so okay.
Right,
We're
small
good.
distinction. Doesn't
All
matter.
right. So
I apologize for being catfished.
Okay. Well,
I apologize for getting catfished by Bailey. Okay.
good. We all did. I mean,
Well,
you
did
more than
from
us.
day one.
Well, I knew. Yes, I did say
Every time we have anyone that emails the show, you're instantly, oh, this isn't them.
Not
This can't be
anytime.
them. This isn't real. This isn't the real person. There's someone trolling me. There's someone trolling you. So like something happened to you at some point where you got trolled and catfished.
No,
We want to hear that story.
I
That's
know-
all. I bet it's a good story.
I've never been catfished that I'm aware of. But
You just said you apologize for getting catfished.
I don't trust people for the most part until I get to know them, and I just don't trust people online. They've got one profile picture. It never changes. Like, okay, dude, if you're real and you're listening, send us a picture of you holding up a sign that says, I love Blame Your Brother, and then you can come on the show. That's a simple solution fix right there, okay?
From now on, if you want to come into the YouTube chat, you have to email us a picture.
No,
holding
that's
a
not for
sign.
anybody.
No.
Oh, maybe we should just do that anyway. Listen, if you're listening to this, take a picture of yourself holding a sign that says, I love Blame Your Brother, and post it on Twitter.
Please do that. We got Not Playing Stupid. So we know who all these people are. Like, we're familiar with them. Like, they posted pictures wearing our shirt and stuff, so we know the real. I'm just saying. Anyway. All right, so it's a new week. 4th of July is actually upon us, which is crazy. Like, the days are just kind of going into each other. I mean, like, you don't even know when holidays are. Like, Father's Day happened. I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's here. Okay, cool. 4th of July is happening. And a lot of things are happening in the city of Nashville. So did you guys have any 4th of July plans for this year? John, do you have any plans?
We're planning on going to my sister's house to shoot off fireworks there,
Okay.
but that's up in the air right now.
It's up in the air. Because do you want to go into detail or no?
Well, I mean, my nephew went to the gym recently, and I'm still kind of paranoid, and so is my wife, about certain activities that you should or should not be doing during this time. And going to the gym is one of those activities where we're just kind of not too keen on it. It's just, to me, it's hard to believe that the gym owners and the gym management are taking the ultimate precautions that you should be taking during this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're wiping down every machine the second after every person gets off of it.
I would probably not.
So I just don't believe that.
I mean, my understanding
happening.
is that it's not even about the machines; it's about the air anyway. So, can we talk about activities that you guys find
for the most
appropriate
part,
instead of inappropriate?
Well, for the most part, before we move on to that, it is mostly about the air. But when you're working out, the problem with the air is the moisture in the air. And if you're working out and you've got a lot of sweat on you, then that moisture gets on the machines, and now that moisture that is on the machines also contains the germs for that virus.
So what about yelling at your brother into a microphone when he's 3 feet away from you? Is that appropriate?
It depends.
What does it depend on?
It depends if you're yelling about not talking about weed.
Nobody even
Then
gets
that's
that
bad.
joke. Nobody gets the joke. Like, why would you tell an inside joke? That's silly. Anyway,
We always tell inside jokes.
Okay, look. Here's
Off the
Lee's
rails.
biggest complaint. Like, we come in every week, and before the show starts, we talk about whatever's on our mind, and it's been a lot of coronavirus talk, COVID-19, obviously, and Lee made the decision a couple weeks back. He said, hey, if you guys want to come back over here and start recording, let's go. And I'm like, all right, look, I know John is being very cautious. I know Lee's being cautious, so I feel comfortable going here. I go to the grocery store. I mean, I would, wear a mask when I do it, but everyone else is not wearing masks. Am I never going to go to a grocery store again? No, obviously I have to go. I don't go sit inside restaurants and eat. That's where I'm not going to do that because I'm like John. I just don't feel comfortable with it right now. That's just where I go. I'm not going to judge you if you go eat at a restaurant. I understand. Hey, part of it's keeping local businesses open. I understand that. I'm for it. I love it. I get my curbside, so I'm still trying to, keep businesses afloat. And I understand that. Like I said, I mean, I feel this is a safe environment. I'm sure people that are far extreme would probably go, what the hell are you guys doing? And hey, that's fine as well. That's your prerogative and you can do what you want. I know you guys as people, as humans, you wouldn't do anything to put your family at risk. And if you thought this was a risk, big time risk, we wouldn't be here. We'd still be doing on Skype. But like a gym, sorry, I'm like John. No, I'm not going to, I don't ever go to a gym. Number one. But I mean, I'm a big shocker if you're watching the live stream. But I would not feel comfortable doing that. So I wouldn't feel comfortable going to a movie theater at this point. You just got to draw the line personally,
Well, I mean, my thing is John, you go to a job. What if one of your coworkers had not only went to the gym, but had went to a country music concert that thousands of people were at? So I'm saying that the exposure.
I mean, if you see the way I am at work right now.
John's the bubble
Wait,
boy.
yeah, you have a bubble you blow up and climb.
He's got that hamster wheel going.
I go to town on hand sanitizer and we've got.
Do you gargle with it? Just keep a layer in your mouth?
No, I have my mask on at all times.
Do you put hand sanitizer on the mask?
No.
So
weird.
from the chat, Lynn's on Facebook said, I just got the guts to go back to the gym and it's closed this week because someone tested positive. Okay. Then Lisa says, I went to Planet Fitness today and people are not cleaning machines, but her doctor gave me the go ahead. So she started. Now, like I said, I understand that. If if that's your thing, just be safe. That's all. I mean, it's all you can do. At some point, Adam in the chat says, I host trivia at local restaurants. I'm shocked at how many workers don't wear masks. I hosted on Tuesday, 0 people in the building. Now, he lives in the same area as I live. And Adam, you're more than welcome to come on the program if you're so, anytime you feel safe enough. But in our area of town, Williamson County, people are not wearing their mask. And it's driving me insane. I was going to go into Home Depot today. I need to get something. And I sat in the parking lot and I went, no, I'm good, man. Because everyone going in, no mask. I saw one dude wearing a mask. I went, I'm out. I'm not going in. I don't need to go in there. So the question would be, so Nashville canceled the fireworks this year. Nashville has got a big spike in cases because Trump says we're just testing more. It makes more sense. And that's sarcasm if you're listening for the first time. But they canceled the fireworks. Who would have been comfortable going to a firework display?
Hold up. Gallatin has already said that they are keeping theirs open.
So would you go to Lee? Would you go to a 4th of July?
I've been down. I wouldn't want to go to that show during the best of times. They are packed in there ass to elbow. There's not enough room to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're asking me, do I want to go down there for the NFL draft? Do I want to go down there for the 4th of July? Do I want to go down there for a hockey celebration where you're packed into a roadway with people completely surrounding you? No. Would anyone even consider that a safe activity right now? Blows my mind. It's just pure ignorance.
What if it was a Steely Dan concert on the river?
I have been to a Steely Dan concert. That's probably the one exception I would make is live music. I would not go to a live music concert right now.
So to talk about that, this country music artist who I've never heard of before, He had a concert where there was like 1,000 people there. They're claiming around that, whatever. And these people were packed, like Lee said, capacity packed. And he's like posting video like, we back, baby. Back from what? What are we back from, dude? This thing is still around. It's going up every day.
Well, that's the problem is we had flattened the curve, and then everyone collectively decided we have beaten this, and that's the end.
We got bored. We're just like, well, it's
just,
over, dude.
It skyrocketed right back up. Now we're where we started from.
Worse, I think.
Probably worse.
So
I think we're worse because we have that false sense of security now.
That's true.
It's weird, man. We can talk about it all night, but so 4th of July, no real plans. I don't have any plans. I think I'm gonna go over to the in-laws' house where I've been. They watch the kids, and there's limited people over there, and I don't know what we're gonna do. But I know they're still having fireworks, like you say, in outlying counties. So I don't fireworks. I don't care anyway. I feel like it's a big waste of money by municipalities anyway. You're wasting like millions of tax dollars of money on these fireworks. Why? Like,
I mean, they're kind of cool.
I mean, cool. And it's like sports. People are like, we got to get sports back to turn this nation around. I'm like, really? Do we have to get sports back? Like, I love sports, dude, but like, that's low on the list. Like, there's people that don't have jobs right now. How about we take the money and give it to them? Like, it's just, I look at, as I get older, and now and like I said, I'm turning into this Bernie bro. And a lot of things Leah said, I'm like, shit, man, I think he's on to something with a lot of these things. Like, we've got billionaires in mansions of rooms they never go into. We go down the street right now, there's people that don't even eat 3 meals a day. They don't have a good house. They don't have anything. What kind of system are we in where we allow this to happen? And we just, with the apathy of the coronavirus, or apathy of suffering, or the apathy of everything, just seeps into society. And we're just like, who gives a shit, man? People aren't eating? I don't care, man. Not my problem. That's why the curse of like right-wing politics or libertarian politics, like, just take care of yourself, man. Like, all right, dude. Everyone can't take care of themselves. So,
well, you ask what I will be doing on the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
I will be pulling back out the notes and rebooting the manifesto that I started several months ago.
Okay.
I kind of got sidetracked for no particular reason, but I think the 4th of July is probably a great day to kick something off like that. So if you guys want to call in, and maybe we can go over it together, maybe make a pact or something.
Just do it on the episode 200. Let's make it, just 10 Commandments.
Like 3
we're gonna
to
get
5 in the morning.
Stone tablet.
Stone
We're just
tablet.
hammering it in. We're just going to make this I'm going to walk down off the mountain of Antioch with these
20 tablets.
Yeah, and we're just going to throw it down, and I'll talk to a burning bush, and everything will be great in the world. So we're good.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm excited. I'm super
4th of July.
excited. This is going to be lit.
Here we go. Nashville, you're canceled. You're done, okay? Because you couldn't take a good thing. You screwed it up. Kid Rock's bar got shut down. Good. Steve Smith got shut down. Good. If you saw the camera, you just saw what I did there. That guy may be one of the worst human beings on the planet right now. I know there's terrorists in the Middle East that bomb innocent children. I'm talking
Americans.
In Nashville, Steve Smith is one of the biggest assholes that exists. This guy is terrible. So anyway, whatever. That's our week. Anything else going on this week? I mean, so I'm selling my house, and today I had one.
Did you close on that?
Well, we put an offer on another house, so we got to sell our house. It's contingent on that. We've had 7. I'm going to tell you a story. We got 7 people that have looked at it so far.
Can you just give the address out so if in case anyone wants to go look at it?
It's 216.
You could have dropped the Blues Brothers address.
217.
Go on.
Okay. So anyway, no. So here's what I did earlier. I'm like, dude, I want to see what these people are doing when they come to my house. So I have like this camera. It's like a 360 camera, and it looks like a little ball, so no one will know what it is. So I set the 360
they
camera.
know what it is.
I don't think they did, because it doesn't look like a camera. If you saw it, you think it was like a Bluetooth speaker or something. So I put it on, and my record collection is in my bedroom, okay? So this dude walks in. He's probably like in his mid-30s to 40s, like around our age. And he goes and he starts looking at I have a bookcase on the far end of the room with a bunch of my Funko Pops on it. He goes over there and he's like, oh man, look at all these Funko Pops, dude. And so I'm like, all right, that's weird, whatever. And so then he goes over to my record player, leans down and starts looking at my records, man. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, cool. And this is what happened. I put them in alphabetical order during this quarantine times. And my first album is Tupac Shakur. All Eyes on Me. Okay. He leans down and this is what I hear. Tupac? what? And his wife is in the corner of the room, goes, Tupac, oh my God. And he goes, yeah, Tupac. I mean, man, when I saw this house, that's what I was thinking, Tupac. And I'm like, what is happening right
Were
now?
they with a real estate agent?
Yeah, and she was like laughing about it. I'm like, how dare you?
I mean, if you're a real estate agent, you laugh at a joke like that.
How
right? I guess. I mean, that's
dare
inappropriate.
you insult my record collection of Tupac
I mean,
shots?
if you're real estate, right? You laugh at any joke.
That's
that they're-
true. Well, I mean,
Looking for that money.
Yeah.
I'm taking them more to task. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, so this is a really weird story, and hopefully the dude. Okay, so the house I'm buying, I walk into his house.
Start digging through their record collection.
He's got a computer upstairs. I'm like, this dude streams. This is a very like a gaming computer, and on the side of it is the name of his podcast. It's called I can't remember what it's called, but
The Real Win.
it's
or
called like
something
Games
that.
and Brews or something like that. It was I think I have. Okay, here it is. It's called Retro Game Brews. Okay, so I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna Google this and see what it's about. He's got a Twitch channel. It's like a video game channel. Okay, cool. All right, I like that. I feel like we're spiritual brothers now, podcaster, streamer, whatever. So this week, we get tagged in a post by our friend Mandy from Canada, and the post says Mount Rushmore of video games, and guess whose account it's from? Retro Game Brews. Do you think that's weird? The guy's house I'm buying is tagged in this post, and he's doing a Mount Rushmore.
That is pretty strange.
It's very weird, man. Like, and I don't think I should reach out to him because we haven't bought the house yet. And I don't know I don't know what the lines are of this stuff.
Well, maybe once you've
once I do it,
signed, you can email him and tell him that story.
Gotcha.
So from the chat, Tupac starts with a T. Well, actually, it's the number 2.
The number 2.
PAC. So numbers in my definition. Now, I have moved Tupac to the back of the record collection because I'm like, I don't need any more. I need to sell this house, okay?
Oh my God!
I need to sell
Don't
the
admit that.
Well, you could put 2 at the beginning or at the end. I've seen it done both
So
ways.
what's now number 1?
AC/DC.
I mean, okay, that's not much better, I guess.
Whatever. So
Maybe you should like sneak some like Dolly Parton up there, like
Yeah. But
hey,
but the couple
Peter Cetera.
There you go.
That'll
Yeah,
get
something
you.
real.
Well, the couple before that
some
was
real mayonnaise.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, like all the yacht right stuff. But the couple before that was a black couple. So we'll see. Selling a house is like, I didn't realize like you got to clean your house. You got to declutter everything. Every time someone comes over, like stuff just thrown everywhere. I'm ready to get the hell out of this house, man, and just move into the new one. So keep your fingers crossed for me. We'll see what happens. That's what I've been doing.
wood.
So anything that's been happening with you guys? No?
Nothing exciting like that at all.
All right.
I mean, I don't know if I ever told this story, but
Here we go.
I'm reminded when I was looking at houses. I don't know if I told this story in the podcast or not. But when I was looking for my house almost 8 years ago, one of the houses that my real estate agent took me to, we couldn't get in the front door for some reason. And so, like, she's like, whatever. She had a key for the back door. So we're on the back. There were people squatting there. And they were there when we were coming in.
What'd they say?
Oh, you're looking at the house? Oh, that's cool. At one room.
Wait, stop. Whoa.
Oh, no, it was
just
weird.
like
Wait,
that.
stop. Hold on a second. So you walk in the back door. Tell us these. I want a description of these people. Like, could you tell they were squatters? They looked homeless.
No, let me tell you, the only furniture, like legit furniture in this house, was 6 chairs.
Oh God.
These chairs, 3 of them in one room, 3 of them in the other, had a piece of plywood and some padding and blankets on them to make makeshift beds.
I mean, you gotta sleep somewhere.
What are squatters' rights? And do they have them in the state, or do we know?
I don't know.
I bet you looked at the whole house.
Did you? Did you keep looking?
I mean, they were there right there in the front.
Yeah, I did.
John, that's when you just say, all right, we're good. In fact, I'm good with you as a real estate agent.
And like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 guys and they were not small people.
Were you? I don't mean were you like scared, but were you like a little bit like?
I was freaked out.
Yeah, I mean,
But I was like, so we went upstairs.
they did not leave though.
And she's like, no. And my real estate, I'm not a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm 5'6", and I probably gained like 20 pounds since this incident happened.
Okay.
So, and I've never been muscle bound in any way, shape, or form. And my real estate agent is like maybe 96 pounds, dripping wet.
Yeah.
5'1", looks like she just looked like a little peppy cheerleader. I mean, just teeny tiny. So we got upstairs and she's like, so what do you think of the property? I was like, her name was Rebecca. I was like, I'll tell you what, Rebecca, there could be gold dripping down these walls, and I'm not taking this place.
So you left right after that.
Yeah.
That's dangerous, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even for those real estate people, I can't imagine like dealing with stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
I mean, maybe they were just friends of the people that live there. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
No, she was not friends with these guys.
He's saying maybe the people squatting were friends with the real estate people that owned it. The house, not the real estate agent, but the home. I doubt it, seriously.
I mean, maybe, or they just knew that the place was empty. And
Well, I mean, if you're a real estate agent and it's not really owned by anyone, or if that's your job and you come in and they're squatters, your reaction is just to be like, oh, y'all guys carry on. I mean, come on, something's not adding up here.
So we're going to, J-Rob listens. I want to get, because he always comments, so I hope he listens to this one. J-Rob, what would you do as a real estate agent if you walked in, there were two big squatters in there? Like, what would you do? I'm curious to get his reaction on social media.
is he a real estate agent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He reached out to me after he knew when I talked about it. And he said if you have any questions or anything. So that was real nice of him. Appreciate that. And he will be on the 24-hour stream. So, all right. Well, that's our week. So let's get to the list. Okay. This is a very important list to get to. Okay. We've done TV dads, Muppets. What else have we done? Black Americans.
Jewish people.
We've knocked out some important lists, and Lee has banned the Mount Rushmore. It's no longer, so it's now.
I don't know if I particularly banned it, but I was definitely in support. I think the current culture of America has canceled it, just so it's just as we realize that it's not just me.
Okay, so anyway,
I am in agreement with it.
So right now we're calling it the definitive list, but we might change it. Who knows? Real quick, Adam says if you squat somewhere for 7 years, it's yours. That's a long time though, man. Okay, anyways, we're gonna do.
Maybe we could do it like a play on a Paul Simon song and call it 5 Ways to Blame Your Brother.
It's not bad.
That's kind of a mouthful.
I mean, 4 ways to blame your brother. There's only 4.
Oh.
Anyways, give us suggestions if you have an idea for the name. Okay, we're gonna do Nicolas Cage movies. Now let's discuss. Every time we come in, we always have different criteria. Like last week I came in, I was like, I'm trying to pick good dads for the most part. I mean, Sanford, he's still there for his son. I mean, what you can say about that? John was like picking dads. I was like, okay, now we're just, so we're picking
pop culture icons.
Monumental dad. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lee had Ned Stark. So, he ran out of gas. Literally.
I mean, I'm not real big on TVs and movies. I apologize. I don't watch a lot of TV or movies.
What do you do, son? What do you do?
I mean, I have a
I'm
personal
talking about
life.
kids sometimes. Like, what do you, personal life? Yeah. Okay, what is your criteria for your Nicolas Cage movies? How did you rank them?
I tried to pick out, and this was a struggle for me, Nicolas Cage movies that I had actually watched.
Mm-hmm.
And
3
then,
of them.
Then when I ran out of that, I started picking movies that I had heard of.
Oh, my God.
And then when that failed me, I kind of just was basing it off of covers, the covers of the movie that I thought were interesting.
Oh, my God, bro.
The posters.
The posters.
Okay, all right. John?
So his third choice is Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. John, what is your criteria for your
My
list?
criteria,
Come on,
it's hard
John.
to say.
Get it out.
It's not necessarily my favorite.
Okay.
And the one I have as my number 1 is not the best. But I put the best Nicolas Cage movie as not necessarily the best movie.
Nicolas Cage performances or because so
does he have to be the main actor in the movie in order for it to
he's
be
always
a Nicolas?
He's not.
No. I've got one where he's not the main.
I've
actor.
got one who's
Okay,
not
okay.
the
So
main
we'll
actor.
see. question
We're gonna
then.
see who gets to that one first. I picked my favorites. I thought about picking the most Cage movies. So like I don't know if you. I'm just gonna throw one out there. I doubt either of it is on your list, but Vampire's Kiss is one of the most Cage movies.
Come on, man. We haven't even started on the list.
You don't even know,
have that
even
one
know
on
what that
there.
movie is. There's
We
no way.
don't even start the list.
Because that
You're
one's
already
back in the
breaking rules.
Coppola days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't even know what the
I've
movie
seen
is.
the movie.
But he's that's one of the most Nicolas Cage performances. You're like, whoa, dude, calm down a little bit, man. You're like overacting. but I've picked my favorites. So I've listed my favorites. So you've picked like your favorites, or like Nicolas Cage is important to the movie.
I picked good for Nicolas Cage.
Okay,
movies.
I got you. I get what you're saying. Okay, so we need to determine who's going first. So
David,
I know
I think it's your turn.
my turn to go first. Hallelujah. All right, so my first Nicolas Cage movie. I mean, come on, the accent, the hair, the action scenes. Cameron freaking Poe, Con Air. Con Air is my first
that
movie.
You guys are so excited
Con
about this.
Air is it's the best Nicolas Cage movie of all time. Come at me. I know I've got other movies you're listing. Nicolas Cage, Con Air, of course. It's a solid number one. All right, Lee, do you want to go second or you want?
No, John.
Okay,
I would
John.
definitely defer.
All right,
to
John. We're number 2 for you. So what do you got?
This is probably the best performance.
Okay.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Okay. Bummer of a movie, but it won him an Oscar. His first Oscar was from Leaving Las Vegas.
That's the one where he jumps out of the airplane.
No, that's another one.
What's that
That's
one?
Honeymoon
That's
in Vegas.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
I had Leaving Las Vegas on my list,
Uh-oh.
but it actually was supposed to be Honeymoon in Vegas.
Well, we'll get to all that. I could talk about Nicolas Cage movies for 3 years. He's one of my favorite actors by far. Okay, Leaving Las Vegas, plays an alcoholic. He's
trying to basically drink himself to death.
And does he? You'll have to watch to find out. All right, so Leaving Las Vegas. All right, so Lee, you get 2 choices now. 1 and 2.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the chat on this one and start with Raising Arizona.
Yeah, that's
Good
good.
movie.
The classic
Good
movie. I think it's one of his earlier works before Nicolas Cage craze set in.
Yeah, I would agree.
Obviously. And then for number 2, I'm going to go with one of the biggest meme classic worthies of all time. Face Off.
Okay.
Because it's 2 times the fun.
So
right?
let's talk about Raising Arizona, where he is played by, his name is H.I. McDonough, which starts the movie off. That's his first thing he says. I'm H.I. McDonough. It's also known as Hi.
I mean, this is crazy that you've done such a in-depth study of Nicolas Cage.
I love Cage.
I'm surprised you don't have a Roadrunner tattoo at this point.
I should have. But yes, he has a Roadrunner tattoo. He marries a woman who wants a kid, cannot have kids, so the plot of the movie, they kidnap a kid, and then insanity ensues. One of the Coen Brothers movies, fantastic movie. I watched it actually today before I came over because I had been a while since I've seen it.
Dedication.
Now, Face Off, Castor Troy, what can you say? It probably would have been my next pick. I mean, I'm just resummarizing. I was watching it the other night. My wife has apparently never seen Face Off. I've actually watched a few Cage movies just by coincidence. And she's watching. She goes, "What is this? Is this a good movie?" I went, "Is this a good movie? Is this one of the?
Is it a great movie?
Great movie, dude? There's so many great scenes. Like my face off. Oh my god, I could watch that movie over and over and over. It's so good. And also,
I mean, for its time, it was kind of like
check this out.
Renowned for its cinematography too. How they did the whole face.
Oh, it's a John
thing.
Woo movie. It's a great movie. Con Air, jail. Raising Arizona, jail. Face Off, jail. I'm just saying. There may be a theme.
Or Con Air, Las Vegas. Leaving Las Vegas,
Yeah, that's
Las
true.
Vegas.
He likes being
Raising Arizona is right next to
Okay. He likes being in jail and being in Las Vegas. Okay. For my number 2 selection.
I know you're gonna pick another
I was
one.
gonna
You're
do-
gonna pick my next choice.
Man. Yeah, I gotta go
Do
with
it.
I gotta go with The Rock, baby. I love The Rock. It is one of my favorite. I mean, if there wasn't Con Air, Rock would be one of my favorite movies of all
It's
time.
a great movie. I
Right.
mean, the best niche about the movie is his character does not cuss,
Yeah, Stanley.
and so
Goodspeed.
he's trying and he cut the chit chat a-hole.
Yeah.
It's one of the best lines. Oh god.
Does he not have? I'll go over all these names at the end. These are the names we've done so far in these movies: Cameron Poe, Stanley Goodspeed, Castor Troy, H.I. McDonough. This dude has the best movie names of all time, dude, and they get better. Okay, John, you're up.
I got your movie name.
Okay, here we go.
Peter Parker, as in Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one. Very nice choice. All right, so set up Into the Spider-Verse, John.
Into the Spider-Verse is a Spider-Man movie, and it takes all these different versions of Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man's alter ego in the comic books, and they all come into the same universe. And one of them is a 1920s noir, and that is played by Mr. Nicolas Cage.
Not all of them are Peter Parker.
Not all of them are. There's a Penny Parker. There's also Gwen Stacy is a.
By the
one of
way,
them as well.
I messed up the snake draft. I was supposed to go twice right there. Yeah.
No, you weren't.
that's-
You're in
yeah.
the middle.
No, I'm first.
You were supposed to come back.
I'm supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you were supposed to go. Then I was supposed to
No.
go. Okay, we'll
It's
fix
not-
it.
It's not even accurate.
Yeah, it is, because if you go next, you'll be done, and we'll still have 2 more after that. The snake draft goes.
John is supposed to go twice.
The snake draft goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
2,
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So I got to go. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Just
Anyways,
go
I wasn't going to
twice.
pick Spider-Verse. Okay, so Spider-Verse, he plays, yes, the detective noir.
Yeah.
Dude, that is an amazing
It's
movie.
it's an amazing movie.
It's one of the best movies I've seen in the last 5 years.
There,
without
a
doubt.
lot of people were saying it was the best movie last year,
Yeah.
and it was a cartoon.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a great movie. Okay, so I'm going to go now. Okay, man, this is tough, but because I don't want to take one of Lee's because he's already named it, but this was one of the first movies I saw with Nicolas Cage in it, and that really stuck with me, and it is Honeymoon in Vegas, and it is a tour de force of Nicolas Cage where he plays a man who's engaged to Sarah Jessica Parker. He goes to Las Vegas, and he loses her in a poker game, and so the rest of the movie to James Caan, who is great. And so the rest of the movie, he's trying to get his fiance back from James Caan, who's basically got her like kind of his prisoner, but whatever. And it's just a great performance. It's a great comedy. It always makes me laugh. So I love Honeymoon in Vegas is definitely up there for me. All right. So now, John, you are going to go.
Wait,
I don't know.
are we sure?
Yeah, because you'll be 3, and then Lee's going to do 2, and then we'll come back to our last 2. So,
Okay.
all right. We may have screwed up, but we'll get it right. I mean, we got
It's
the numbers
fine.
right.
It doesn't matter. You guys go ahead.
All right, John, you're up. What do you got?
So I have 2 more picks left.
Yes, but you're only going to do 1 right now, yeah. You
Okay.
got 2 more left, yes.
I'm going to go with National Treasure.
National Treasure. John, go ahead. Sell us on the movie.
I'm getting to that point where
Go with National
it's starting
Treasure
to
2.
stretch. He plays a what's it, like an
Indiana Jones?
esque type of person, and but it's his name's Ben Franklin. Well,
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
Wait a second.
So
Hold on a minute. His name in the movie is
Yes.
Ben Franklin.
we were talking about his character names. So
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Ben Franklin. Oh, his name in Honeymoon in Vegas? Jack Singer. What a great name, dude. All right. So, okay. I never would have picked that one, so that's good. All right, Lee, your last 2. You're up, man.
All right. I guess I'm going to go with Kick-Ass.
Damn
the
it.
movie.
That was
on my list.
That was on my list. Playing Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Tell us about Big Daddy. Who is Big Daddy?
I think he was just Batman, wasn't
He
he?
was Batman with a gun, yeah.
He was, Batman with a gun.
Great performance. He's got such a weird accent in the movie. Like, his cadence is very weird. And I'm going to tell you, man, that scene where he's held up by the bad guys and Hit Girl saves him, it's one of the greatest scenes in an action movie of all time. I mean, it's fantastic. All right, good choice. Big Daddy and Kick-Ass. And your last one, you saw
I'm
the
not going to put
poster?
this one in there, but was he in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
He was.
He was. One of his
Interesting.
first movies.
I'm going to
Cameo.
go with the last one. I'll go with Matchstick Man, which he plays a con artist.
That's a good movie.
And he gets wrapped up in a con and tries to, starts realizing that maybe his life isn't what it should be.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
A little bit more one of his serious works, I think,
All right.
compared to the rest of his
Well, I
filmography.
mean, Leaving Las Vegas is pretty serious. But I mean,
didn't
no,
see
it's
that one.
yeah. There's not a lot of laughs in Leaving Las Vegas, but it's good. All right, John, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll finish up. Since you can have another. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with Moonstruck.
Moonstruck with Cher. Tell us about Moonstruck.
Moonstruck. He's in love with his brother's wife, but who's Cher, she's not happy. She doesn't love him. He doesn't love her, and then, and there's she does love Nicolas Cage's character, but they're both fighting these feelings because of the current relationship that she's in.
Okay, well there you go, Moonstruck. I think Cher won an Oscar for that, or was at least nominated. So, all right, well I've got some choices here, and it's pretty much between 2. I'm picking a weird movie. I got to go with my last 2 are both weird movies. I guess I can talk about them at odds because you guys don't get to pick anymore. But
Is one of them Snake Eyes?
no, not Snake Eyes. I love Adaptation. It's a very weird movie where he plays twins, Charlie and Donald Kaufman. Great movie. But I'm going to have to go with the weirder movie, which I think is great. It's a weirdness. I don't know if it's a David Lynch movie. It may be Wild at Heart, where his name is Sailor Ripley. And if you've never seen Wild at Heart, oh my God, it is his girlfriend or fiance, whatever she is, her name is Sailor. No, that's his name. I don't even know what her name is. It's got a weird performance by the dude, William Dafoe, one of the weirdest performances of all time. He basically gets out of jail and he meets this girl. They fall in love and it's their adventures. It is a very bizarre movie, but it's Nick Cage. It's great. He's singing like Elvis songs in the middle of the movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's so weird. So,
Nick Cage and Elvis?
I know, right?
I've never made that connection.
All right, so that is our list. So I will recap real quick. Okay, I had Con Air, The Rock, Honeymoon in Vegas, and Wild at Heart. John had Leaving Las Vegas, Into the Spider-Verse, National Treasure, and Moonstruck. And Lee had Raising Arizona, Face Off, Kick-Ass, and Matchstick Men. Obviously, also Rand's 8mm. I love that movie. I mean, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I love it. Gone in 60 Seconds, where his name is Memphis Reigns, which may be his best name ever. And then I say adaptation. Did you have any we missed on there? We talked about Wicker Man off the mic. I mean, that's obviously an all-time.
For those of you saps out there, The Family Man.
The Family Man's a good movie.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice for the families there out there that want to watch.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a lot of his movies. Do you have any credits he has on IMDb? Would you like to take a guess real quick?
Oh, gosh. I'd probably say 76.
Lee, how many do you think he's got?
32.
105. And he's set to play some role in Joe Exotic, the movie.
No, he's Joe Exotic.
He's playing Joe Exotic.
He's playing Joe Exotic.
That's one question that I actually was going to ask you. Is there one classic movie that you wish that they would remake with him as the lead?
Damn, that's it.
And I'll go with Matrix. I just would like to see him play Neo.
That would be interesting. Oh man, just off the top of my dome, that's a good question. I wish
Sorry
I mean,
to put you on the spot.
You got to think about movies that are famous for having somebody that either talks really quiet or yells. And so, I mean, all the Owen Wilson movies are already taken by Owen.
That's true, yeah.
So
I would have liked to have seen him play Superman. I would still like to see that. You can go on YouTube, look up the Kevin Smith talks about it. I think it would have been an interesting movie. I think it would have been insane.
That was the Superman Lives.
Yep.
That was to be heralded by Tim Burton.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nicolas Cage, someone that chat says he's not a good actor. I disagree with you. I think he is one of the great actors.
Oh, from the chat, Nick Cage is Rocky. That's actually pretty.
That would be good. Nick Cage is Rocky would be good. I
don't even know why.
I was thinking actually of The Fighter with him playing Christian Bale's character, but that would work. I would like to see him as Batman. I would like to see him as any superhero. I did think his performance as Big Daddy was fantastic in that movie.
I mean, I could see him as a Booster Gold.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't be a remake because nobody's done them yet.
Yeah, a little bit old, but yeah. He is older now. He's like 50-something years old. And if you've never seen Bad Lieutenant with him in it, go watch that one. That'll take places you don't want to go. So that is our definitive list of Nicolas Cage movies. We'll post it online in this upcoming week. Let us know what you think and what we missed. But I think we got the most of it. And Con Air is the best one. So, I mean, if you don't think, a lot of people say Raising Arizona, older people, but Con Air is the best. I mean,
Con Air, I mean, take Nicolas Cage. I mean, it's the best, worst movie out there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'll put him, it's one of my 10 favorite movies. Like, if I could only take 10 movies to watch for the rest of the time, Con Air's on there, 100%. Honora. Okay. All right, there we go. So that is our list, and we'll try to do some more coming up. And so we've got time real quick to talk about weed. You put your weed in there, Lee. We got to the inside joke there. Nashville DA, Mr. Funk, has declared that he will no longer prosecute for under an ounce of marijuana.
Simple possession.
Simple possession is no longer. You cannot be prosecuted under the.
Well, he is not going to prosecute.
The DA currently, as it exists today, will not prosecute for marijuana, simple possession. So, John, you're looking like you've never heard this before. So
this came out this week.
I heard it.
Oh, you heard it?
Heard
so
it.
what? I mean.
It just doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So.
I mean, it might,
No.
Just because, you live in Nashville, so this is your city.
I'm not giving anybody a ride that I don't know, so.
Well, I mean, you have before.
Not anymore.
You want to party?
Yeah.
If you want to party. So I would just say this is a long overdue thing that should have happened many, many years ago. If you really want to go watch a good documentary on Netflix with the current situation right now, go watch the 13th Amendment, where it talks about, how black people in this country were basically, the minute they became free, were basically put in jail, were used as work. And part of that stigma was criminalizing drugs.
I heard a unique story, not to interrupt, but everybody has heard of John Henry.
Mm-hmm.
They say that actually while he was actually working as a prisoner.
Mm.
And he was put in jail for 10 years for stealing bread.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And it's based on, and actually the group that was in charge of the region, which was, I believe it was Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the Freeman Group, which was a very ironic name. But and they created these laws to combat the laws that the North, the stipulations that the North had put on the South, to where they could still maintain some level of control.
Yeah.
And some of these laws is they couldn't be too grateful about their new position. So they couldn't flaunt the fact that they were free.
It's crazy.
That was against the law.
How wild is that? I mean, that's what I'm saying. You watch a documentary, it goes the deep dive. And so Nixon era pretty much lied about marijuana effects on people. And they used to say, we're going to put all the hippies in jail for marijuana. We're going to put all the black people in jail for like crack cocaine. That became like the stigma of the Reagan era and things like that. So it seems odd to me, and I've always thought this, that, I mean, and this is nothing new, but beer's legal. Cigarettes are legal. Which one really is doing more harm to you over a lifetime?
And don't forget, also, opiates are legal.
Right.
As
long as the doctor signs off.
Well, for years and years, it wasn't that difficult.
Right.
And they're starting to crack down on a little bit
But come
more.
on, you still can get them.
And, and it's traditionally not been whose drugs they're worried that you're doing. It's, who's getting the money for them.
So I would just say for Nashville, it's having a bad week this week with closing down, shutting down fireworks. This is a step in the right direction to where we need to go in this country. People do not be serving 10 years, 3 years, 1 year, 5 years for marijuana. It's stupid.
Well, but just to back that up, though, I'm pretty sure I read in the article that he said that there is no one currently incarcerated under simple possession rules.
That's what they say.
Anyway.
Jason Steen, if you're listening, do a fact check on that, because I would like to see if that's legit. When I worked,
well, I mean, that's not to say anyone's not under probation or
right, yeah. But
maybe home arrest, is that even a thing because it is just a simple misdemeanor, right?
Yes. When I worked at the PD, I worked in the booking room for a good period of time, and I would process the citations, and 1 out of every 3 was simple possession. It was insane. I mean, it was crazy. So,
well, another thing that I would like to say is that Nashville is considered a broke city at this point. They just enacted a 34% property tax increase for all its residents and homeowners in the area. So, desperate for money, having to rework budget. They're promising teachers money and then not giving them raises and stuff like that. So, it's a little out of control. Just legalize it, tax the hell out of it.
Do it.
I mean, they've already proven in other places that it's a major revenue stream.
Yeah.
It can be. I mean, Nashville already has, going back to the point that you made, a raging alcohol problem.
It's
downtown on Main and 2nd.
It's part of the promotion of coming here. It's
exactly
woo-woo girls. Get
right.
drunk and go woo-woo. That's literally in the brochures we give out to people. Which has caused more deaths than marijuana ever will.
So, I mean, it is kind of a double
crazy.
standard. So, it's a good step forward. The cops can still arrest you for it, I guess. I mean, they would be out of their mind to do it if they know the district attorney.
Well, they are out of their minds.
It was actually kind of decriminalized a while back, sort of, that the cops had the choice to either not give you a citation or to citate you, just in Davidson County. I mean, you go outside of Davidson County, these rules aren't going to apply to
Williamson
you.
County, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're going down. But I've heard of officers, when I worked there, letting people go with weed. They just say, look, man, you have to toss it, and I'm not going to do anything about it. So,
just toss it in my trunk, man.
Well, I mean, except for the random drug tests they give officers. But other than that, you're good to go. So, all right, well, that's that. So it's time for everyone's, the internet's favorite segment. It's time for Dear John.
Dear John, dear John, by the
All right, it's time for Dear John. Lee has a question from someone. He's going to read it to John. John will give advice. And as my brother-in-law, Corey, who listens every week, he says, John, you just never know what you're going to get. It seems like he's just answering some questions in his head that who knows. So, Lee, go ahead. Read the question.
This one comes in. Dear John, the man I married 5 years ago is not the man I'm married to today, and it is slowly killing me. When we first dated, I knew he was a conservative and Republican, but neither of us were very vocally political. All that has changed in 2020 with the charged political environment and the onset of COVID. My husband has become more and more political and more conservative. I prefer not to get caught up into politics, but I do vote more liberal and want everyone to get along. To make matters worse, he has refused to wear a mask in public and is threatening the safety of our family. He refuses to listen to me, instead just insults anyone that doesn't follow his beliefs. I don't know what to do at this point, but I'm at the breaking point. From Jane Austen.
If that's your real name.
Jane, I feel for you. Your husband's an idiot. I mean, I tend to be on the right side of things for the most part, but as you know, you wrote to us, you listened to the podcast, so you know, I'm pretty hardcore on it when it comes to masks, because I love my family, and I mean, if he's willing to put these views above the way he cares about his family, then there's some issues right there. Everyone across the board, left, right, everybody is becoming way more political than they used to be. So that's not going to be a surprise. You said you knew he was right wing from the get go. Everybody is. If they were right, they're more right. If they're left, they're more left. I mean, that's the way it is right now.
Well, I don't know if she knew he was right wing. She knew he was conservative. I think he's taken a turn for the worse. But
I mean,
And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you're sympathizing with her, but
what
it's
does she
all
do?
good. But she wants advice on. She feels like she's in an untenable situation. Like you said.
Well,
What would you do if your wife was putting your family at risk? And you all had disagreements about it, and she refused to listen to you and just insulted you.
I'm saying if you're not going to wear masks when you go out in public, you either A, don't go out in public, or you have to stay away from the kids.
And so the guy insults you, calls you stupid.
And he's like, "You're not."
I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to be with my family.
Have you been in?
You're an idiot for wearing a mask.
Any argument between two people involves kids always spirals out of control. You know,
Yeah, it's going to.
It's like you're not going to. You're going to tell me I'm not going to see my kids? You've lost your mind, woman. Then what does she do? Because that's where that's going to go, man. I mean, straight up.
I'm just. I guess I have. See,
Okay, then what? Oh, so you're telling her to leave?
I mean, if she feels that in danger,
Where's she going to go? It's COVID, man. Like, I don't know if she can leave. What if she can't leave the situation? What do you do?
I mean, she should have put that in the letter then.
I've thought about this not in my life, but I've thought about
Not in your life, in your previous life.
No, I've thought about the politicalization of couples, and if you got with someone, and you know you both were kind of moderate people, and the person involved over time is to be far left or far right, and then you went the other way, that cannot be a comfortable situation to live in. I mean, it almost at some point it's like, I think you meet people and you grow, you hope. Like the people that never change, that's terrible. But everyone tends to grow a little bit, and sometimes we grow in the wrong way, or you know, whatever. What is she supposed to do? Is this divorce city, John? Just you got to hammer it down. Does she need to leave this guy, or can it be worked out?
In all honesty, I think when all this passes, and I hope it will soon, I think things will normal itself out. But
no way in hell, dude. If he's gone the Alex Jones route, he's done. He's lost. Let's be honest. Do you think the Alex Jones people wake up one day and they go, "Damn, dude, I was wrong about all this. I was wrong about all of this." Like, I've never met one of those people.
I should not have been arguing with people in YouTube comments.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. So what's the final advice? Just
she needs to just be like, look, yeah, just if you can, just when I'm around, don't talk about it.
That's it. When I'm around,
I'm not. No,
Don't
we cannot end the segment on that. That is, John. You've told us before, in a relationship, honesty is the key in communication.
That's not.
That's been every.
That's not being dishonest.
No, but he's going out without a mask, coming home to his family. He's telling her, massacre, conspiracy. I mean, I know this individual she's referring to. I mean, we all do, right? You know a right-winger that's like, it's all a big conspiracy.
It's a hoax.
And the COVID's not real, and da-da-da, and they're turning the frogs gay and all this stuff, you know. And
well, I mean, I
she's gotta live
know
with this.
people on both sides that are saying that about the masks.
She's living with this every day. Like, he's exposing them when he goes out. He's going out to these country music concerts, coming home going, I had a hell of a good time, woman. I just think
Taking his kids with him.
honestly, I mean, if you're asking if I knew someone, they came to me personally, I would say you got to leave this dude because it's not going to get any better. You've reached a point where his disregard for humanity, not just your family, his disregard for the whole human race is grounds to leave him. That's what now, you know, it's going to be rough in this current situation, but you probably need to start talking to a lawyer. Hem them up,
I mean,
man.
so you don't even just skip counseling. Typically, you see counseling into divorce or separation.
Well, I mean,
into
like you
divorce.
said, I mean,
Okay, if you married,
there's a lot of people once they go InfoWars, they don't come back.
if you married, you're a Christian couple, you're a Mormon couple, you are a Mormon couple, and your wife one day just comes home and goes, I'm now a Muslim, okay, and I'm going to start praying today, and my kids are going to do my diet, and you know, and what you're doing is wrong, and you're not going to poison their brain with the information you're giving them anymore. What would you do? What would you do?
I mean, I'd be like, excuse me. I mean,
in the day, what would you do? You'd have to leave.
I mean, I'd try to find out what was the change. What?
Well, does it matter? I mean, you're going to leave this person, right? I mean,
She had a coworker that was Muslim.
Yeah,
and
she
started
changed,
talking
yeah.
to her, and she got into it, started studying it. It spoke to her spiritually, and she wants her kids to be raised Muslim.
and you will not be indoctrinating them with your beliefs because it's wrong. She said, I've seen the light and you're wrong.
And basically trying to get you to convert as well.
I mean, that part I'm fine with.
So you would convert?
She could try to. I mean, I'm open-minded enough. I mean, I'd listen to her. She gave me some points, but
and John's a step away from becoming a Muslim, bro. He might get that prayer carpet out, bro. So
Ain't nothing wrong with being
I would
a
just say,
Muslim.
Lee, am I crazy? Like, you would leave this person, right? Like, you cannot be around someone that you are not sharing any more values with, and they're not sharing any values. Like, you can say it's political, but it's more than that.
Okay, so I mean, there's the point of the public safety, which should, in my opinion, not be a political issue. So we gotta to look at the deeper issues in their relationship. I think we would have to put that aside for a minute and just assume that he's been propagandized and brainwashed into doing something stupid in that regard. But at the end of the day, he still probably firmly believes in his conservative beliefs. If they're not able to come together and come to a consensus and just be like, hey, like, you can't talk about this stuff in my presence. It's a sore point. If you want to have a friend that you want to go have these conversations with, that's
then what
great.
the hell are they talking about,
then,
dude?
yeah, they probably, if it's that bad, then they probably do need
What
to
the hell are they
go there.
talking about then? Like, if my wife was like, yo, you can't talk about politics anymore, I'd be like, well, then we're going to start either going to see a therapist or counselor or whatever.
I think that's
Or
definitely,
we're going to leave. Like,
definitely.
I'm very opinionated. I mean, big shocker, David, you're very opinionated. And she one day was like, yo, I don't believe in anything you're saying. Like, and that day may come. I don't know.
She probably doesn't believe in a lot of what you say.
I may be in a commune one day and she may, that's too far. And I'll be like, well, see you later, honey. It was nice knowing you. But anyway, final advice, John. I'm going to let you hammer it here. We're not going to give it a sentence. What should they do?
I mean, if he's not willing to protect your family, if he considers these views of his over the health and safety of your family, then you got to bounce.
All right. There
I
you
would
go.
say, Black, like, set him up to get him canceled and then reap all that precious I'm divorcing you
There you go.
energy.
Bounce them. There we go. So last week he got cheats on his girlfriend, let it go. This week he bounce him to the curb. That's Dear John. If you want to hit us up, you want to message us,
Let it
you can
go.
do it on social media, email, or on the website. And this is episode 196. The website that you need to go to is bybpod.com. That's bybpod.com. It's got all of our past episodes. It's got articles from our friend Adam Cox, who's doing a wonderful job. His most recent one, Anger Management TV show. Go read it. He's got a new one coming out this week. We've got all of our social media, so please follow us there. You can subscribe to the YouTube where you can watch the live show. Amazon link. If you're buying stuff on Amazon, click through that link. We got shirts for sale, and you can contact the show directly through the website, email, or voicemail, bybpod.com. subscribe, rate, review the podcast. We really appreciate you doing that. Episode 200 is coming up. We got so many great guests. We'll get into that next couple of weeks. But thanks so much for listening. Tell your friends because that helps us immensely. If you can just tell one friend to check it out, we'd appreciate that. Wear your damn mask. Stay away from big firework displays. And with all that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Don't say weed.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Yikes.